In the cipher's formulation using the symbols, we now have an additional choice to take Makakker's marks into account. The United States may close Oak Island, a North American island renowned for its riches, after a crew discovered an odd gold-filled tunnel within the wood. An old map indicated that something was buried there, and the drill struck open air deep underground at the same location. It appeared as though something was purposefully buried there the deeper they searched. Because DN 111.5 was situated in the center of all the juicy stories buried in the area, the LagIna brothers, who have made treasure hunting their full-time job, were drilling there once more. At 90 feet, the screen became visible. The drill abruptly lost resistance because of something there, as though the earth had given up. About 1.5 feet further down, what was underneath appeared to disappear. Everyone's eyes froze, their hearts thudded, and the brothers appeared as though they had been anticipating this day for years. This emptiness wasn't simply another strange subsurface blip. It exactly lined up with 2 other drill sites to form an east-west line that was too exact to be coincidental. The government arrived without prior notice or justification as a result of the abrupt hush and the unknowns behind the scenes. They instructed everyone to cease packing up the premises and refraining from speaking with the media. Because of site integrity, historical preservation, and safety considerations, they referred to it as a precaution. People were talking about what they had actually discovered. Some whispered about a buried ship, but why the abrupt quiet and who alerted the authorities? He had been gone for 30 minutes. I'm thinking that I'll start to worry if this continues for too long. Others is about the size of a person. The team is interested in these features because they are all of a size that could be handled by people. They have only a small section of the cobblestone pathway uncovered, but on the south side, with the cobble path cleared archaeologically, they can see the structure clearly. In summary, the team is searching for hidden treasures in the northern region of the swamp, with the hope of uncovering similar hidden structures that will prove Fred Nolan's theory. The team is also working with Dr. Ian Spooner to verify the cobblestone feature they uncovered as part of a man-made pathway. The team is working on a swamp-related mystery, with surveyor Steve Guptill playing a crucial role in the investigation. They have recently discovered wooden stakes and sections of the cobblestone pathway in the swamp, which they believe are part of a construction site. Steve has created a digital survey that includes other man-made features found in the brackish bog. Over the past several years, the team has found 3 stakes on a line of survey stakes which align with the cobble path. The cobble path is connected to everything they find, including the eye, a wooden platform, and the cut slate next to the vault. The team believes that these features are loosely connected in time from the late 1600s to the mid-700s, and that the construction was around the whole island. Steve's findings could help prove the team's previous suspicion that the stone foundation on Lot 5 served as a staging ground for an operation to hide treasure vaults in the money pit, and possibly also in the swamp. The most consistent dates we find for the entire island are the 1600s and 1700s, indicating that a significant portion of the construction on Oak Island took place between 1680 and 1750. The team is currently working on activities that are insular from one another, meaning that the activities in the Money Pit Lot 5, the Eastern Drumland, and the Bog will eventually blend together. The team is certain that their work in the swamp is crucial to comprehending the intricate mystery surrounding the swamp. They are developing a plan to continue excavating and making connections between the cobble features and the swamp, as well as to piece together the puzzle of the island's history. They are certain that their efforts will result in a more thorough understanding of the history of the swamp in 1750. The team is currently working on activities that are insular from one another, meaning that the activities in the Money Pit Lot 5, the Eastern Drumland, and the Bog will eventually blend together. The team is certain that their work in the swamp is crucial to comprehending the intricate mystery surrounding the swamp. They are developing a plan to continue excavating and making connections between the cobble features and the swamp, as well as to piece together the puzzle of the island's history. They are certain that their efforts will result in a more thorough understanding of the history of the swamp and its relationship to the Duke d'Anville expedition. The team is working on a thorough strategy to solve the riddle of the swamp and all of its features, and they are optimistic that their discoveries will support their ongoing investigation and advance knowledge of the swamp's past in the island's Money Pit region. Rick Lena and his team are keeping an eye on the excavation of their next target, AC-1, where they have made a potentially significant discovery approximately 100 feet underground. The wood they found appears to be old timber, indicating that they have broken through a tunnel. This raises two important questions. Either they found a structure constructed by earlier searchers, or someone buried treasure deep in the money pit area built a tunnel. The timbers appear hand-hewn and lack iron fasteners, suggesting an older construction. Since Dr. Spooner states that the treasure will not appear in solid earth, and that there must be a structure connected to it during their exploits, the crew is thrilled about discovering this wood, which may indicate a previously undiscovered tunnel that might be crucially essential. Scott and Gary discover a spike that looks to be from the 1600s or even earlier. It is free of fasteners, which suggests it might have originated from somewhere else, perhaps the side or lid of a chest. Gary Drayton speculates that this spike may be from the 17th century or earlier and may be connected to a potential container. If this is the case, what else might the team discover at the bottom of a ladder? Likely that these setbacks weren't unintentional, but rather that some ancient or contemporary force was keeping the wealth secret. What does it imply for Rick Lagena and his crew if the Freemasons have been observing, directing, and halting previous treasure hunters? If so, will they be permitted to discover the ultimate truth? The real question is, who else is aware of this? They have found a host stone that appears to be more than just a carved rock. Some people think it's a symbol or clue, while others think it's leading to something much larger. This isn't just another dead-end lead, though. It's a direct connection to something that has been concealed for generations. They have traveled hundreds of kilometers from Oak Island to a secret cave system in Italy in search of answers. The Camerano underground tunnels were dug by an ancient culture more than 2,000 years ago, and the Knights Templar, who were said to have concealed wealth, later used them. One of the marks could be this cave. The lead cross on Oak Island and the design of one of these tunnels are almost the same, which some would argue is a coincidence, but the crew doesn't believe it. Some of the engravings in these caves correspond to symbols on Oak Island that lead to the Venus Cave, an underground cavern with an entrance shaped like the lead cross from Oak Island that looks uncannily similar to something from a Templar legend. Having studied these caverns for more than 50 years, one of the team's leading researchers is certain that there is a relationship. Another startling discovery is that the team is taken to Osso, another cave system close to Camerano. There, the engravings are far more intricate and display symbols that are precisely the same as those on Oak Island. Peter Fernetti has this hidden message left behind by the Templars, LagIna, Alex. In their hunt for answers, Peter Fetty and Doug Craw arrive at Morm Abbey, a centuries-old monastery established by Korean monks in the 12th century. These monks had close ties to the Templars, exchanging resources, knowledge, and perhaps even their most pressing queries. A strange scene catches their eye. Ceramic containers that are positioned over the facade. Two of these containers have markings that resemble the 4-dot cross card embedded in the host stone, which has been connected to Templar sites throughout Europe. These characteristics strike an all too familiar chord. The team's investigation shows that the host stone has always played a significant role in the legend surrounding Oak Island, but its meaning is still unknown. If the Templars left their mark here, they may have left a trail behind a well-maintained Templar hideout. Another noteworthy find is a painted representation of the Tree of Life, a sacred symbol frequently associated with divine knowledge. This is not just any religious artwork. It was also spotted in a 14th century Templar prison in Dom, France, where the knights were held captive before their order was dismantled. The significance of this symbol cannot be ignored, and further research shows that the Templars left behind cryptic symbols etched into the walls of their prison cells. The discovery date is important because it implies that the Templars were concealing something precious, maybe in anticipation of their own demise. Even more questions are raised by the discovery of a Templar-era cross on Oak Island. If the markings on the host stones correspond to symbols discovered in Morando Abe, it's possible that the Templars were aware of the New World long before Columbus did. If they did make it to North America, what specifically did they bring with them? Rick, finally, Lagena is poised to demonstrate whether the Oak Island riches is genuine or just another dead end. For many years, experts have been examining the enigmatic formation near Nolan's Cross on Oak Island, with some people thinking it represents the location of a hidden treasure. Strange carvings, ancient artifacts, and even signs of a lost treasure have been found there. In 1981, Fred Nolan, a land surveyor and treasure hunter, found 5 enormous cone-shaped boulders on his property. When these stones were mapped out, They formed a perfectly symmetrical cross that stretched over 700 feet in one direction and over 800 feet in another. Digging deeper, he discovered a sixth boulder that appeared uncannily different from the others, looking like a human head with indentations. Despite numerous scans and excavations, potential deadly force protecting it, and the fabled curse that has claimed 6 lives would have all been justified. Maybe the solutions will be found by carefully excavating one cobblestone at a time, or by drilling and digging in the money hole. At a mysterious triangle-shaped wetlands southern boundary, Gary Drayton, an expert in Lagena metal detectors, and Billy Gart are searching for hints. In 2020, they discovered an 8th century ship's railing on the southern edge, along with ship timbers and artifacts from the 15th and 18th centuries. The team is looking for more proof, especially in light of Dr. Doug Simmons' theory that Oak Island may be connected to the Viking civilization in the Middle Ages. They discovered lumber that might have been boat ribs. The crew is looking into whether or not a sailboat was abandoned in the marsh and who left it there. Early activity was indicated by the Oak Island team's discovery of 1200 AD marsh dates and 700 AD ship railing dates. It's unclear exactly how the mystery will be resolved. Billy excavates the marsh and discovers vertical and horizontal boards as well as a retaining wall or shaft. Fred may have examined this wall after striking it. The group is eager to solve additional swamp secrets. Fred Nolan, the owner of Oak Island and a treasure hunter, discovered a wooden wall or dam in the marsh more than 30 years ago. He believed it to be a man-made barrier built long ago to hide something important. The group is investigating whether they discovered a piece of that construction and whether it is connected to the railing of a 1250-year-old ship discovered nearby in 2020. Dr. Ian Spooner, a geoscientist, will analyze the sediment-deep structure. The red material beneath the stone road, which might have existed at the same time as the wooden tunnel beneath the garden shaft, piques their curiosity. It can be older if they see red elements inside and outside the wood construction. The team also needs to locate a loading and unloading facility to connect the stone road. They believe that this site has been active for decades, possibly even millennia. The flat top and circular margins of the swamp woods are fascinating. The objective is to excavate and reveal the structure in order to comprehend its purpose and possibly find artifacts. Marty Lagena and geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner are looking into a possibly significant discovery in the northern marsh. They discovered a disturbance at the base of a boulder that might have been the marsh where John Edwards formerly lived. Edwards believed that the mechanism that unlocked Nolan's cross was constructed in Billy Gart, who discovered a big boulder on what may have been a man-made rock structure. The team is examining the area to determine if it is man-made or natural. A stick between the silt and the rock indicates that people moved stones to shift water. If they are accurate, this could support Edwards' claim that the marsh was intentionally drained. It appears that the marsh was intentionally altered hundreds of years ago, as evidenced by the cut timber from a massive tree and other tree stumps found close to its base. The team is also examining a large piece of rock-lined wood that was transported here for any purpose. At last, the crew is looking at the prospects for humans in the marsh. They are also taking into account other anomalies, such as artificially reduced water levels. As suggested by John Edward, Billy and Rick are investigating Oak Island's rock-lined depression. A hidden stone feature could be unique. Although the stone circle is thought to be intentional, no metals were found on the stone highway or paved area. It's possible that people visited Oak Island earlier than previously thought. In the triangle-shaped swamp, Fred Nolan found a board with wood running down its length. The crew also finds one. The wood-filled board might have been used to create the brackish bog. A similar stake at a treasure burial site might be inspected by the Oak Island team. Leorard and Craig find it intriguing, but they don't think it's natural. They advise Dr. Spooner to explore the location and see what he discovers. They won't take any physical action until Dr. Spooner shows up because it could change the rules and indicate who